I just have like a month-old fucking pre-workout in here. I didn't realize it until like after a couple huge gulps. Pause. And I don't know, I feel kind of funny right now, but I'm probably overreacting. Yeah, it was kind of gross. It's all warm and shit. All fucking plastics that have been melted in it. All this fucking estrogen, all that bullshit in there. But if you guys haven't went animal-based yet, what are you doing? You're missing out on a ton of bioavailable nutrients found in meat, especially red meat. You know, I don't really, I'm not too fond of chicken and pork. You know, in the Middle Eastern culture, I think pork is, you know, a lot of times looked down upon because it's considered dirty, and I'd agree with them. I would say pork a lot of times is the most number one meat most sensitive to parasites, or most common with parasites. Not that, you know, all grocery store pork is filled with fucking parasites. It's just the most likelihood of getting parasites. But that's not what I'm really worried about. If you get good, it's only if you get good quality pork from the grocery store. It's really hard to find good quality pork. You probably want to eat like wild, what is it? Wild, I forget what it's called. Some like, it's always you want to get like pigs that aren't actually, or yeah, no, it's called boar. Wild boar, stuff that doesn't feed on corn and soy, because that shit is all bullshit for you. It has a ton of linoleic acid. And if you guys don't know what linoleic acid is, pretty much from a high level view, it's actually what binds dietary like cholesterol to the walls of your arteries. It's kind of that gateway. If you think about the bouncer at a club, the more linoleic acid you have, the more fakes the bouncer will take. And pretty much the fakes are the bad cholesterol. Is LDL cholesterol actually bad? It's bad if it's bad if, you know, it's that if statement, because it's dependent on your insulin sensitivity and also your linoleic acid levels. From my understanding, that's what I understand. I might be just like completely wrong. Maybe I gotta watch some more research videos, but from my understanding, it's really the seed oils. Really, overall, you know, the common denominator with all types of diets, you know, it's like, okay, well, this guy did the vegan diet and he lost a ton of weight and he's super healthy, but this guy did the carnivore diet and he's also super healthy and got the same results. You know, there's no quote-unquote superior diet, and I would agree with that. I would say the common denominator is going to be processed sugar, refined sugar, added sugar. Now, sugar from fruits, all good for you. I think sugar from fruits is definitely good. I would say, since I'm a pre-diabetic, I don't know now if I'm still a pre-diabetic, I would say, you know, I'd have to wait till my blood test and see. You know, if I had pretty much fruit every day. However, I have cut out the complex carbs, all that fucking rice, all that bullshit processed sugar. So now I don't have that in my system, and now my body's a lot cleaner. Oh, I forget that I actually just found out yesterday that there's a bunch of fucking BPA in thermal paper. There's a bunch of BPA in thermal. I never, all my life, I've always been touching that shit. And when I was working at the restaurant, I would always be counting the receipts and shit, and especially probably like cash money too. I don't know if that has any bullshit. It's probably, cash is also super dirty. But also I feel like this is little stuff, but it was actually a very significant amount of BPAs, which is kind of like forever chemicals, or not related in the family, but kind of in the same family as like PUFAs. And those don't actually leave your system. Ugh. So yeah, the common denominator in all the good diets, quote unquote good diets, is going to be cutting out the refined sugar, the processed sugar, the bullshit sugar. That's where you get all the health benefits. That is cutting that bullshit out. As far as like carbs, if you can handle you know, rice and shit, then yeah, you can have rice and potatoes. You can have vegetables. I'm not saying vegetables are bad for you. I'm saying if I had to pick between vegetables and meat, I'm gonna pick meat 10 out of 10 times, just because of the bioavailability of the nutrients. And I agree with, Paul Saladino. I do think that from the base level, I think that, plants aren't really meant to be eaten. It's their stems, they have a bunch of defense chemicals to protect them from being eaten. But I don't know how much I agree with that statement, because I don't really stay in a dogmatic kind of mindset a lot of times, but I tend to eat more meat than I do eat vegetables, and I tend to like to eat fruit a lot more than I have vegetables. And I feel great. I feel good. The common denominator here is, again, cutting out all the bullshit not the bullshit carbs, well, yeah, bullshit carbs, all the seed oils, and then it's the fucking refined sugars, added sugars, and all that shit like that. So like Fruit Loops, if you're having fucking Fruit Loops and Cinnamon Toast Crunch for fucking, you're destroying your fucking body. You're really putting a bunch of bullshit red 40, all this fucking color dye, food dye, bullshit food dyes and ingredients you can't even fucking pronounce in your body. Our bodies are not meant, it's not ancestrally consistent. It's not consistent with our diet. So I would say if you're going to pick a diet, whether you go animal-based or you go vegan, obviously I'm a little more biased on the more carnivore animal-based side, but I would say wherever you go, if it's going to be Mediterranean or all this paleo, keto bullshit, cut out all the sugars. I think sugar is the main enemy here. I think we can all agree that sugar, especially like more so added sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and all these seed oils like canola oil, and all this bullshit oils, is the one, like sunflower oil, all this shit. It's in 95% of the food we eat. It's hard to avoid. If you want to find some alternative cooking oils, if you are using that right now, you can try coconut oil. Avocado oil is good if you can find good shit. Most of it's cut with fucking bullshit vegetable oils, but most of the time you can find some good shit. Olive oil is, again, hard to find good shit. They actually did an estimate that if they juiced all the olives in the world, it wouldn't even come fraction to the total amount that's actually in the market right now. So that doesn't make any sense. So it's theoretically impossible to have it all be authentic. So from that, most of the olive oil is bullshit. I was able to get some from a farmer's market. They juiced like 20, 40 pounds of olives. Whole thing was like $50, and it was only like this small ass was like probably this big. And that's legit olive oil. But I think the best cooking oil is probably going to be legit suet, grass-fed, grass-finished, regeneratively raised beef tallow. I think it's going to be the best shit ever. Ghee, butter. The more yellow the butter is, the more grass that cow had. So I would definitely recommend butter. I've been raised all my life, hearing that butter was bad for you. No, it's not. It's actually pretty good for you. It's good fats. Saturated fats are good. I eat a ton of eggs. Make sure you're getting pasture-raised, soy-free, corn-free, organic, pasturally raised eggs. Cage-free just means they don't live in a cage. They still live in a fucking barn. Free range, I think free range is I think more or less the same thing. Always get organic, pasture-raised. It's going to be like $10 a carton. But as long as, I would say, if you're on a budget, you can get a Walmart, get a big fucking sausage of just don't get any processed meat, like all that bullshit. But you can get like a big sausage-looking stick of ground beef for like $3 a pound, $4 a pound, 80-20. Something like that. For lunch, I have like a pound of ground beef, 2 eggs, and then a cup of milk, and that's my lunch. Low carbs, high protein. Getting some dairy in me to help the digestion, and then for dinner, that's when I have a little more carb heavy. I didn't have any dinner. I had to stay to the office like 6. But when I come back, I'm going to have a nice fucking fruit smoothie. And I'm probably going to have some ground beef for myself. So I got to head to the gym right now. But I'll see you guys later.